Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to today's Cuppa with Katie. Although I don't have an actual cuppa, I don't even have any water, it's empty. I haven't come prepared with my cup of tea as usual. But it's so lovely to be with you today because I've got a really juicy question to answer. I've been asked, let me go to the question. The question I was asked was, what tips do you have for enjoying online dating? And I am so glad to share my 3 top tips. Now, most of you who already know me, and if you're getting to know me, you'll come to know this about me. I'm not particularly big on sharing dating strategies and gimmicks and tips. Although I do have some really cool tips to share today. I am more excited by and passionate about you becoming the vibrational match for who you're calling in. So whether you're a man or a woman, calling in a man or a woman, my passion, my expertise is helping you to align your energy to be the match for the person you're calling in, and to remove any energetic blocks that could be in the form of unhealed emotion. It could be limiting beliefs. All sorts of different things will be standing in the way between you and the person that you desire to be with. So my work is to clear the path for you two to find each other. And how you both find each other is a little bit of a kind of let go and let God experience. I really trust in the energy and the magnetism of energy and how like attracts like. So my work is less around what's the best dating site to go on, how am I, what's the best way to meet him, how do I respond to his text messages or her text messages, how do I, I'm less about that, although of course that totally comes into the work I'm doing with my clients. Of course it does. We can't kind of avoid those conversations. It's just not the focus of my work. The focus of my work is essentially supporting you to do the deep inner work so that we can make sure that your next relationship is super high vibe, super healthy, really deeply connected, soulful, like all the things. And the way that you call in that person, the way that you're able to receive that person and then go on to have a healthy relationship with that person begins with your relationship with yourself. That is the key to everything, your relationship with you. So the work I'm doing predominantly with women, I do have some male clients. The work I'm predominantly doing with women is helping them to realign, renew, remember their relationship with themselves, and then get really clear on who they're calling in and ensuring that they're a match to that. Anywho, it's a big conversation, right? But I'm very pleased to answer this question today. And Soul to Soul Healing, this is who asked the question originally. She says, I'm in a training call all day. Thanks for doing this. Looking forward to watching later this evening. My pleasure. So happy to be answering this for you. And if you're here live, please say hello and let me know who you are, who's watching. And right, I'm going to dive in. I'll dive in with my answers. Okay, so what tips do I have for enjoying online dating? I will share 3 tips. My first tip is if you're going to choose to do online dating, okay, if you're going to choose online dating, tip 1 is that you have to have a profile that empowers you. It's all about feeling good. So you need a profile that makes you feel really good, really proud of yourself, really good about yourself, that feels really aligned with who you are, that feels like a great and honest, real, fabulous reflection of who you are. So it's worth putting in a little bit of time and energy to creating a profile that actually lights you up. I mean, I'm kind of giving away a little bit of tip 2 here because tip 2 is about feeling good. Your profile has to make you feel good. So don't just like upload some random picture or a couple of pictures and be like, oh, that'll do. Don't upload pictures that other people think are great that you don't like. Don't upload any words, bios, information that doesn't feel really true and aligned for you, or just because someone else said to do that, or that was that dating guru's tip was to say that. If it doesn't feel really good for you, if you don't feel fabulous about it, if you wouldn't want to date you, don't do it. Okay, so create a profile that empowers you, that makes you feel really, really good. So I have been in the very privileged position many times now of working alongside the dating coach James Priest. So James has been coined the UK's celebrity dating coach, and he's got some really great tips. So that is his thing. So he's got some great tips on how to show up with a great online dating profile. So I invite, so James is actually a coach inside my signature program. I have a mastermind program called Daring and Mighty Love. And we've just started a new group at the moment, amazing little group of women. We're doing phenomenal work together. And James is one of the coaches in that mastermind group. I have 2 other coaches. So James comes in and shares his top tips for online dating. So I'm going to steal a couple that I've learned from him and that I learned from my own experience of online dating, because as I'm going to share a little bit more shortly, I met my now husband. We're about to celebrate our 3-year wedding anniversary next month. Can't believe it's been 3 years married already. 5 years together, that anniversary is coming up shortly. We did meet online, which still amazes me because I was so anti-online dating. I couldn't stand the thought of it. In my early days of it, I couldn't stand the experience of it. I too wanted the answer to this question. I was like, how can online dating be fun? Because from where I'm standing, there's loads of weirdos on there. It's super draining on my energy. It feels like another job. It feels like a full-time job. It's just not fun. So I definitely was looking for a fun way to online date, and I found my fun way. And what I'm sharing with you today is that what was fun for me. Let me just read this comment from Ruth, who says, I'll listen to your top tips for when I decide to create a new profile in the future. I've just deleted mine. And you know what, Ruth? I'm going to get to that in a minute. It's so important to online date when it feels really good for you, when it feels like the right time. I am going to get to that point in a second. But first, creating a profile that empowers you. So there's 2 pieces I would invite you to consider. The first piece is, and by the way, if you're here live, I can see a few more people joining. Say hi. I'd love to know who I'm chatting to. Great pictures. So what I've come to learn with the help of James Priest and with my own experience is photos are everything. Like, this is essentially a sales page, right? Oh, hi, Rachel. Good to see you. Hi, Sophie. So good to see you too. Yay. Photos are key. Yeah. So you don't want pictures of other people in your profile pictures. Ideally, it's just a picture of you or several pictures of just you. Okay. We want you without sunglasses on. Mind you, like, I know you probably look really cool in your sunnies, right? So maybe, like James Priest would say, definitely 0 photos of you in sunglasses. He is so anti that. But I've seen really cute pictures of some of my clients with like a cool hat and some sunnies, and they just look really funky and cool, and it's kind of who they are. It's reflective of who they are. But your opening picture, the main picture, don't wear sunglasses and have eye contact. So really fantastic, clear, we don't want blurry photos, really lovely, clear picture of you smiling, eye contact, no accessories, no hats, no sunnies, no friends accessorizing you, no glass of wine accessorizing you, just you. and as kind of clear and clean background as possible, because we just want you to pop. I mean, the background could be a really fun, like graffiti backdrop, or it could be, maybe it's an ocean backdrop, but nothing too busy, something that actually specifically pops you out as the image. Like, we want to see you, we want to see your eyes, we want to see your smile. Yeah, we want to see your soul shining through that photo. You might need to get a professional picture taken. You might need to get a friend to take a few pictures of you to get that shot. It's worth investing in, because that picture has to make you feel amazing. You have to love that picture. All right. It's all about how you feel. So get that picture. And then additional pictures to that. James Priest won't agree with me, but like, I don't believe anyone's a guru on this. If you want to know what I think, if you want a couple of pictures that are really cute of you with your accessories, your sunnies, your hat, your glass of wine, he'd be saying like a no to even holding wine or any kind of alcohol. Definite no to any other people in the images. You know what? It's got to be true for you. It's got to feel good for you. Mostly have pictures just of you. Don't confuse the images with other women. So if you're a woman and you've got a bunch of other women in the photo, the person looking might get confused about which one is you. You know which one's you. It's obvious. But to someone else, it might not be that clear. So keep it simple. Just keep them as simple as possible. You don't need to have loads. It is nice to have images that show different aspects of your personality. You know, if you're a musician, you might be with your instrument. If you love paddleboarding, that'll be me. You might have a picture of you on your paddleboard. What is really fun is to have photos that have, there's content within the photos that become easy conversation points. You know, so for the person that's responding to you, it might be a photo, you might have a book in the background, or the destination would be obvious, or something that a person could say, oh, I've read that book, or I've been there, or like, do you know what I mean? Just something that kind of makes it interesting. But the most important thing is that you love it. And when you look at those pictures, you think, yeah, I'd want to date her too. She looks pretty cool. She looks quite well-rounded. She looks confident. She's got a great smile, beautiful eyes. Right? And then when it comes to your profile, again, I am no guru. I don't believe anybody is. I don't believe anybody has the answer. But in terms of answering the question today about how can I make online dating fun, I believe it's really important that what you write in your bio, all of the text there, there's a focus on what you desire to call in. So it's almost make it about them. Less about you, more about them. This is for you. This is for you. It's like, what do you want? I work with so many women who are in the habit of bending themselves into a pretzel to be what they think somebody else wants them to be, trying to be all things to all people. My invitation to you is to just do you and get to know you and own you. Bring that forward in your writing, but be really clear about, it's like, my invitation is that you would come across as a woman who knows herself and knows what she's looking for. She's clear, so that when the person that's looking at your profile reads it, they can go, oh yeah, that sounds like me. Oh yes, so she's looking for someone that's, you know, maybe that height, or is interested in these things, or has these qualities about themselves, that's looking to have children or not, or whatever. But be clear about what you desire to call in. Oh, there's lots of cloud movement here. My light in the room keeps changing. Be clear about what you desire to call in and communicate that in your profile. Because we're all fairly egocentric, us humans, aren't we? And when you're reading, yes, you want to know a bit about the other person, when you're on a dating app, but you also want to know, it's almost like if you feel like they're talking to you, there's that instant connection. Like, oh, she's talking to me. Yeah, I have those qualities. Yeah, I relate to that. Swipe. I can't remember if you swiped left or right. I've already forgotten. Feels like years. It is years since I've dated. Rachel, hello, is saying, I've stepped back from online dating, but tips are always applicable. Yeah, cool. You've got a date when it feels good for you. Jodie's here too. Hello. Oh, hi, darling. Nice to have you. Yeah. Okay, so tip 1 is to create a profile that empowers you, that feels really good for you, that has you want to date you. Yeah, great photo. Consider the content of what you're writing. Make it about them. Have them know that you know you're a woman who knows herself and knows what she wants. All right, tip 2, you've got to choose to feel good. It's not meant to feel like a chore. It's not meant to feel like a full-time job. It's not meant to feel like another thing to do. Remember, your energy is everything. How you feel when you're on the app is so important. Don't overlook if it's like, don't ignore yourself. Don't ignore the truth for you that if it's exhausting, don't push through. That's very toxic masculine energy. Don't push through. Don't make it happen. Find a way that it could be enjoyable. Now, and you'll know your way. You'll find your own rhythm and flow. It might be that you only go online on a Saturday afternoon with a cup of tea in the garden. It might be that you only go online with your girlfriends over a glass of wine and just have a giggle with it. Find your way. Like I said, your energy is everything. You have to feel great while you're doing it. So I'm just going to look at my notes here because there's something I know I wanted to tell you. Yeah, so I went through, just to share my own experience of feeling good. So when I was dating, I made it my priority to feel good every day, no matter what I was doing, no matter how I was spending time, whether it was how I was approaching dating, how I was approaching my work, how I was approaching my parenting. I made my priority every day to feel good. I would check in with myself every day and ask myself, how do I feel? What do I need? And I would honor that. Me feeling good, me focusing on enhancing my relationship with myself on a daily basis meant that I was becoming the vibrational match for my person. I was bringing my best self. I was bringing my most empowered, juiciest, fun, desirable self to the dating game. I was bringing a vibrant self, an energized self, a filled up self. I was bringing a woman who knew herself, who was connected intimately with herself. I was bringing that into the dating game. That was my priority. And this is what I'm inviting my clients to as well. Your relationship with you is key. So focusing on feeling good every day is key. And I went through I tried online dating and I experienced those feelings of this just feels like another full-time job. It's exhausting. I hate it. And there's loads of weirdos on here. And so I stopped because it wasn't feeling good for me. And this is where we have to really trust in universal law that there's more than enough of everything for everybody, more than enough people, time, energy, everything for everybody. I had to trust that just because I wasn't online dating, that didn't mean that I was never going to meet my person. It didn't mean that. A scarcity mindset would tell you that if you're not on there all the time and swiping and checking all the time, and if you're not making it a full-time job, and if you're not prioritizing it, it's not going to happen for you. It's just not true. That, as I say that, my energy feels exhausted. It feels icky. It just feels gross. There's no trust. It's full of fear. And we don't want you dating from a place of fear, from a place of scarcity. We want you dating from a place of feeling really good, really abundant, really trusting that your person is looking for you too. And how that person comes in for you is nothing to do with you, really. I'm going to get to that point in a minute. That'd be my tip number 3. It's nothing to do with you. Surrender it. Trust. How they're meant to come in is how they're going to come in. You prioritizing feeling good is going to mean they're going to come in a way that feels really good, because that's the vibrational match. If you're feeling good, they'll come in a way that feels good. So I gave up online dating. It didn't feel good. I moved into a place of total surrender and trust that as I focused on me feeling good every day, as I focused on my intimate relationship with me every day, he would come. Build it and he will come. Have you heard that term? Build it and they will come. I was building me, trusting that he would come in a way that was just perfect and divinely timed for me and for us. So how I ended up back online, because my husband James and I met through Bumble, I ended up back online because I was speaking with a friend of mine who lived in New York. And he was saying to me, he'd been to visit me. And at that time, I was living in a little cottage on a farm in the middle of nowhere. And I won't do his New Yorker accent, but he said to me, Katie, I visited you on your farm. You live in the middle of nowhere. You're never going to meet him. You need to join Bumble. And all I can say is the way I felt when he said that, it was like a voice of God moment. I was so aligned with me. I so trusted me. I knew what felt good, and I trusted divine guidance. I trusted inspiration when it arrived, because that was the energy I was in. That's what I'd been prioritizing. And when he said those words, there was something, voice of God about it, that had me go, I have to do that. I didn't go, oh, can't be bothered with online dating. Oh, it's so awful. I was like, I had this curiosity, this intrigue, this like, I might, that sounds kind of exciting. At the time, Bumble was a brand new app. It wasn't big in the UK then. So actually, when I went on, there wasn't a lot of matches happening because there weren't that many. I was looking for guys in a certain age range in a certain geographical location, and there wasn't that many actually. But I met with James instantly. I matched with James instantly. And the way we then came to meet each other, the way it happened, it's another story which I won't share today, but it was so miraculous. It was so divinely guided. It was miracle after miracle after miracle how we came together to meet. It was just meant to be. So because I got out of my own way and I wasn't forcing it, I wasn't forcing that online dating was the only way he was going to come in. I was available for him to come in however he was meant to come in. As it happened, Bumble was the route. But whatever it is for you is whatever it's going to be for you. It could be a matchmaker. You could stand in line next to each other at a coffee shop. I mean, in Hollywood, they call it the meet cute. Yeah, the way you meet someone it's exciting. It would be a shame to know how it goes down and how it happens. That's kind of the miracle and the wonderment of it. You want to have a fun, like, meet cute story, right? James and I have a fun meet cute story. I love our story. It happened to be Bumble. But your meet cute will be what it will be for you. So I really invite you to trust that. And if one day you wake up and it feels really good and exciting to try a new dating app, do it. Make sure you love your profile photos and make sure you love what your profile says about you, like I said in tip 1. And then my final tip is, oh, hold on, what's there? Who's there? Ruth saying, this is like the March Daring and Mighty group. Just need Charlotte. I know, you're all here. A whole bunch of my old clients are here. And it's so nice to have you all in the room together. I love it. Okay, so final tip. I've kind of already spoken and alluded to this. Release expectation and trust the process. So how your guy's meant to come in is how he's going to come in, or how your girl's meant to come in is how is she going to come in. It's kind of not up to you. So you have to trust that any action is good action if it feels good and aligned for you. Okay. Any action is good action if it feels great and aligned for you. So I'm going to use a slightly different example for that. I'm going to use my business. I founded the School of Self-Love 11 years ago now. So I've been in business for a while. I've tried all sorts of different things when it comes to marketing and like calling in ideal clients and so on. And over the years, I've experimented with different sales funnels and social media advertising and speaking gigs and all different ways of calling in new business. And I've had experiences specifically with online marketing where I've invested time and money and calling in other experts to help me set up these really exciting sales funnels and ads and all the things, all the bells and whistles at great investment on every level, to receive crickets. It's like nothing happens, but I've done all the things. I did what all the experts said to do. It didn't work. But then the clients would come. I mean, I have a beautiful business. The clients would come. They just didn't come in the way I thought they would come. I thought they would come because they clicked the Facebook ad. I thought they'd come because whatever the sales funnel involved. But they didn't come from that. They came left of center, which is often the case with my clients. Someone recommended me. They happen to hear me be interviewed on something by chance, randomly, and it's 5 years old. They saw a little excerpt of something where I was quoted in the media, like random stuff. So they would eventually come in, not how I expected. The important thing was that I was in action. So, to call in whatever it is you desire, you don't just sit on your meditation cushion and kind of cross your fingers. You don't do nothing. There's something about being on your meditation cushion because that's a way of putting yourself into a receiving energy. And we need to be in a receiving energy to be able to receive what we desire. And action is required. So really kind of life, God, the universe doesn't need us to do the one action that's going to have the desired result. As long as we're in action, as long as our action is intentional, that we're doing what we know to do, we're trusting that we're doing our best, we're clear on what it is we're wanting to call in, we're releasing expectation of outcome, we're releasing expectation of the how they're going to come in. We're just doing what we know to do, what feels good for us in the moment. And then surrender. It's another let go, let God situation. How they come in is how they're going to come in. Universe, life, God just sees us being intentional, taking action from a place that feels really good, and we're available to receive in whatever way we're meant to receive. Yeah. So it's the same with online dating. If you're going to do online dating, as long as you're loving your profile and it makes you want to date you, as long as you're feeling good and trusting the process, you can release expectation and allow your person to come to you in whatever way they're going to come to you. Yeah. So the expectation is like the expectation that your person is going to come from your online dating effort is too big a burden to bear. That's a repelling energy, that expectation. Go online because it feels good to you in the moment and let it go. Have it be fun. Make it fun. Do it with your girlfriends, like I said before. You know, yeah. I'm just going to have a quick look at the comments, then I'm going to sign off because I think I've left you with some good food for thought today. Yeah, Rachel's saying we're having a reunion. There's a bunch of clients here. That's so fun. Sophie's thinking the same. Kate, hello. Kate, you don't know those girls, but those girls are from my previous Daring and Mighty Love group. So it's so nice to have you all here with me. I love that. Alrighty, so there you go. There's my 3 top tips for how to make online dating fun. It might not be what you were expecting to hear, and that is my truth. That is how I approached it, and it worked for me. And yeah, so how your person's going to come in is how they're going to come in. The most important thing is that you love and enjoy the process. So have it work for you in a way that's really good for you, because your person is looking for you too. I know that for sure. Your desires are meant for you. So if you want to hang out with me more often, if you would like to be coached by me, why don't you consider coming and joining Evolution Membership? It's a really amazing space of super cool women who are there to improve their relationship with themselves. And if they're single, their focus is on calling in their person. If they're in a relationship, their focus is on making that relationship even better. It's all about relationships, and we're doing amazing, beautiful stuff in there. This month, we have a theme. What's our theme this month, ladies? Spirituality and divinity. Next month, we're almost in August. I can't believe it. Next month's theme is on self-expression and leadership. The month after that is on sex and intimacy. So we have really interesting themes every month with amazing other coaches coming in and teaching masterclasses every month. And I'm hosting on Zoom so we can all see each other, 2 group coaching calls every single month as part of the membership. So you can bring your personal questions, your dating questions, your relationship questions to those calls, and I will personally coach you. If you have any dating relationship questions that you would like me to answer on a future Cuppa with Katie, you can comment below with that question, or you can email my support team, support@theschoolofself.love, and we will look at all the questions and choose the juiciest ones, and I will respond with answers on future Cuppa with Katie shows. See you on a future show. Please come in and join Evolution Membership if you're not already there. First month is currently free. And yeah, I hope today was juicy for you. I hope you received some real nuggets, and I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much, everybody. It was so good to see you. Lots of love. Bye.